IKhanWhisper here, back with another throwback to Shadowlands, to some old footage I found while going through. But this one, it's of Torghast. We're doing like the final run here to, what do they call it? I don't even remember. But the final big end thing you had to do in Shadowlands was do 18 floors of Torghast. If you're not familiar with it, it's just kind of like a randomized dungeon in effect with some rare spawns and lots of enemies and bosses on different floors. Every like 3 floors, I think. At the end of Shadowlands, they greatly shortened how long these took and how many floors they were. But yeah, this is the final one. This one, I think this recording is from March of 2021, so pretty soon after like this was accessible to do. So yeah, kind of fairly early on, so gear is definitely not as good as it was towards the end of the expansion. I think this took like 3 or 4 hours to like do back then when we did it. I'm just doing it with my friend who's a frost mage here. But yeah, you get different anima powers that over the course of 18 floors you can really get some, if you're lucky, some powerful combos. Yeah, me and him like doing all these different like mechanics that they have in expansions. Like we did the corrupted vision, or you know, whatever those were called, from BFA for Stormwind and Orgrimmar, and really like that. Just gave us something to continually like work towards and try to get better at. But I remember us having like at least 2 like failed runs of this where you get like, yeah, several hours just down the drain when you die at some point, because you can get some bad RNG on the anima powers and just not be able to kill some of the things at the end. Like, they really can just start like one-shotting you, or you might just not have the DPS to kill them fast enough. But yeah, I had some other recordings of some runs on my Fury Warrior. I really liked Fury, so I did a lot of runs on that, but I really like Vengeance Demon Hunter too. And if you watched the Lakeshire video, then you'll have seen kind of an earlier prototype of this kind of like fell transmog armor. I think this version 2, there might be a separate version 3 that I'm using now. But I like the fell look. So I said this run was like several hours long. I started us pretty close to the end. We're on floor 17 of 18, and 18's the boss, so not too much. I'm trying to remember exactly how it works, but I guess there's not a timer per se, but I remember if you die too much, then, or maybe there is a timer somewhere that I'm missing, but I remember if you die too much, then you know, a big unkillable boss will just come through the level very quickly, and if he catches you, just kill you. So they didn't introduce anything like this. Well, I guess they kind of did into Dragonflight, but this was pretty brutal how you had to just keep doing this on every single character. They made it more forgiving by the end, but for just so much of it was too grindy. But in Dragonflight they have the Cobalt Assembly, which is just optional. You can grind it out. It's just like killing random elites by yourself or better in a party, and you get some. Oh, that did a lot of damage. But in that one, you get similar upgrades like this that drop off the elites, and they drop like rep every now and then. And if you get up to 4, you get a pretty nice ring. I forget what level, like 385 or I don't know, something. It was good the first couple weeks of Dragonflight, so did that just for the item upgrade. Yeah, you see, I'm in tank spec, and some of these elites, you know, they're knocking my health down to 80%, and I'm having to heal back up. But I always like Vengeance. You're real tanky, you can still do good damage, and you can self-heal. Even after they nerf tanks in Dragonflight, still pretty good. I'm also using, I forget, a few different, I think it's like Elf UI or something like that, and a couple other things here that, you know, change the font and the location and just the style of most things in the UI. I found this helpful for, you know, putting your target and your own health bar and your abilities way up there. You know, right where you can see it very easily. I hadn't felt the need to do that in Dragonflight because they made a lot of nice UI changes and you can customize a lot of it. I probably should tweak it a little bit more, but just with the base game, I have it pretty similarly to this, except I didn't move the abilities up where they are here. Maybe I should do that again. Looking back, this is pretty nice, actually. But this is one of the end of the floor bosses that guard the way up. So they have a lot of health. Yeah, like I said, I have a couple other, like, I think like a normal Torghast run for like lower. Ooh, that was close. You see that? Drop down to like 10% health real quick. But I would say other than doing this big like 3 Torghast runs, 3 or 4 at once kind of thing, they probably took like an hour or so to do, so I have a number of clips like that. But, you know, if you've seen Torghast once, you are probably good. But yeah, look, over 18 floors. How many upgrades? I have 82. So, it's pretty awesome. I have 219.5 thousand health, which now in Dragonflight seems like nothing, but it was a lot for back then. And they have these vendors and stuff that you can, I don't know that, maybe, yeah, just buying everything we can. Stocking up for the last fight. But yeah, that's like nothing for Dragonflight standards. Like I don't know. I haven't looked at it for a bit, but I think I might have over like 400,000. And this is with all the upgrades over a Torghast run. But I think at this point I some stuff. It's kind of fun looking back, though, remembering what was going on at the time. Oh yeah, look at that. I got the maw rat one. My health was increased by 90%. Yeah, you just get random buffs where your next move on a floor does a bunch of damage. I was just double checking, because there's somewhere like you throw a glaive and it does like, I don't know, millions of damage or something, once per floor. So just double checking what we got going on. Because like I said, this was like attempt number 3 or something, so don't want to have to do that again if we don't have to. But yeah, this UI is pretty interesting. I haven't looked at it in like, I don't know, at least a year and a half. I don't remember what we're doing here. I think we're discussing some strategy. But, yeah, just that one boss up there. And there's different ones too, and you know, it's all RNG, and the difficulty varies wildly on some. Some are pretty easy and don't do too much, and some run all over the place and do lots of AoE and can one-shot you if you don't dodge stuff, so. I completely forget what this guy does. Remember some of the other bosses. Remember there's like a mounted guy on a maw creeper. There's like I think a big stone guy. There's a big like stitchwork plague abomination guy. He's very annoying. I didn't notice how long that break was. I probably would have dropped some of that, but here we are, and I talked through it, and we're going in now. Alright. Who are we fighting here? Definitely evil Ravendreth one. Patrician Cromwell. Man, we hit him so hard off the bat. I think that was like the glaive thing where I had it stored up and it did a ton of damage. And we use some items that give us like a huge boost. So we definitely came prepared for this. We got time warp. Yeah, we killed like every single enemy along the way for 18 floors just to get super buffed for this one. And he still does some of those attacks that really drop my health down, but I'm able to heal through it. And luckily this guy doesn't seem to do too much. It just casts spells and drops some easily avoidable junk on the floor. So we definitely had some other crazier fights, but luckily this one was very smooth. And here's the big thing that we're fighting for as part of this. You get the corridor creeper mount, which was definitely the first. I don't know, is it maybe one of the only mounts that you can get that you can use in the maw. I forget if by the end of Shadowlands you could use other or regular mounts, but yeah, had this early, which was super convenient. Otherwise, if you're not a druid, you're just running through the maw. So that was super nice. But it was a lot of work, a lot of grinding to get it. But let's go outside and check it out. It looks pretty cool, honestly. with the font in this UI. It's slightly annoying, but it is bigger than the default, so I guess that's kind of nice. Oh yeah, this is definitely a V2 on this transmog, but not the final product. I think I get like an old PvP set that I use to make up most of the one that I use. I think it's like, I don't remember. I was gonna like, I'll remember the name, but I forget what it is. Actually, this is pretty similar. I think I might change a couple things. But yeah, look at the Maw Creeper. It's kind of blocked by my spell bar, but here we are way back in March of 2021. Mounted up in the Maw. Yeah, you see druids, they got it nice. Druid's able to just go into travel form still. Couldn't find a lore reason for taking that away from them, I guess. But yeah, I guess we'll just stop it here. Thank you guys for watching. I found this old gem and wanted to take you along for that journey of a little bit of the end of the journey of getting this mount way back in Shadowlands. So yeah, leave a like or a comment if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.